Hey, good morning, people. How are you all doing? As you can see, I have a very husky voice because of all the flu that's going on, and it couldn't take me out. So I decided I'm going to do a morning episode, and I thought of something interesting. I always talk about usually like life. I talk about serious stuff, sometimes humanity. A lot of this thing. I'm not going to say they're boring or anything. Many people find it helpful, but today I want to do something that is helpful at the same time informative, and I hope really, because I do this channel for, because when I started watching, I started watching the reviews. Many people, they say, all these reviewers, they talk about beast mode longevity from a fragrance. They get like 18, 20 hours, 14 hours. What are they talking about? Countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Saudi, Dubai, many of people, they're like, dude, what are you talking about? We don't get even like 1 hour from our fragrances. The thing is, sometimes people blame either their fragrances are fake, maybe, or the reviewers are lying and doing stuff like that, or maybe they're just doing marketing just to push fragrances and just like that. But they don't actually talk about that. Those are like external factors. But sometimes people don't think of internal factors. What do I mean by internal factors? See, when the reviewers are talking about fragrances, you have to see their location, geographical location. For example, I'll start with Mark, Robes08. You know Mark, the fragrance guru, aka him. He's from Canada, right? He's a Canadian. Think of Chad, Canadian. Think of Fragrance Bros. Think of Street Sense, Al, Cody. No, Cody's not the. Then think of Jeremy, big name, fragrance god, right? Everybody buys anything that Jeremy pushes. Number one, let's say Jeremy says, one day, I don't know, my not very favorite, but let's say Jeremy says sex appeal is it's the beast mode fragrance, and it's like it's gonna get you laid, sold out, boom, done. So thing is, most of the time people usually follow the reviewers, trust their nose, and buy the fragrances. But many countries, many people, they don't get the same sort of performance, projection, compliments. So I talked about this from time to time, different times, but I really felt like, some of our people, like our kind of people who live in these hotter zones, even people like, let's say, foreigners, like some of the reviewers who are from States or Europe, but they live in this part of the country, I mean, side of the world. I think there's one reviewer lives in Indonesia. He's a big reviewer. So I used to think like, let's talk about our perspective. So that's what I'm going to do exactly. I'm going to show you some fragrance from my collection. I'll give you the scenario one by one, and I'll give you example. All right, how things are changed, how reviewers are not lying. It's just that they are talking from their country background. So we have to find out what is our country or our area. What is it like? What are our challenges? Or is our weather really suitable for fragrance or not? Because mostly fragrances are made for like European countries, made in France mostly. You see Italy, States, UK. So the fragrances, they assume that the makers, the companies, they assume the fragrance is supposed to be used in a very favorable condition. There's going to be cold weather most of the time, and even the summers are going to be sweetheart summers. But on the other hand, our summers are not sweetheart summers. They are pretty mean summers. And on the top of that, we got pollution, we got high humidity, we got smoke, so many vehicles in one city. We get so much noise, we get a lot of mosquito, we get a lot of insects. It just carries on and on. So thing is, it's very difficult, to make your fragrance last. That's one. Second thing is to even detect. Sometimes you just put on fragrance and then boom, 5 minutes it's gone. You just took a shower and you showered in your sweat, right? So those are some of the challenges I'm going to talk about. I'll tell you how some fragrances, you have to be smart enough to know how to pull them out, pull them off. And I'll show you one by one example, and you'll know exactly what I mean. Okay, I'll start with one fragrance, which is not very expensive. It's quite cheap and affordable. In Malaysia, I saw it. I really liked the opening, 5 minutes of it in Malaysia, but after that, I hated it. It's too powdery. And it's like a fragrance Dan Norton to speak so highly of. I speak so highly of, but let me show you the fragrance. It's a Bogart Puram. So this fragrance is a powerhouse of a fragrance, right? So bear with me if the video runs too long. This fragrance, it's supposedly a cold weather scent. So that's one thing you have to understand. Seasons, guys, seasons. If you don't know your seasons and you buy fragrance, I don't care. The fragrance won't care for you. and you will end up hating a fragrance and you never use any of it, and you'll be like, "See, this fragrance house is pure shit." It's not pure shit. It's your misjudgment and it's your interpreting of what the reviewers are saying. Pay attention when they say, it's a cold weather scent. So I didn't buy it in Malaysia. I didn't think it was worth getting it because I'm going to be in a different zone. I'm in hot zone. I don't need this. But I moved to Bangladesh. Bangladesh, however, we are very blessed. Every country has its positives, right? So we have our intense summers, but I got here somewhere in the colder weather. So it was like our colder weather is somewhere like end of September, somewhere mid of September, all the way to February, early March. That time is our winter. So our winters are like 15. It gets up to 10 in the outside the capital city. It gets pretty cold and foggy, but it's not as cold or like snowing or anything. But it's pretty cold. It's like chill. You don't sweat. You can walk like few thousand miles. You won't bother. You won't need like a car. You don't even have to shower a few days. But to do shower. So that time I tried some of the powerhouses, and what I started realizing is some of the fragrance just develop so beautifully on the skin when the weather is cold, because these are meant to be for weather that is cold weather. So that's where they shine. This fragrance really shines. It lasts very long time, projects, develops beautifully on your skin, and it doesn't give you headache. But exact same fragrance in the summer days, I tried one day just to see what happens. Before I go to sleep, I put like 2 sprays, just 2 sprays of this. I was almost choked to death. So that's where you have to pick your seasons. So make sure season is one very important thing. Next, another fragrance, one big fragrance. Let me show you a fragrance that is very popular, most like number of bottles sold and everything. And this fragrance, people are disappointed here. Bleu de Chanel, the one that started this trend, followed by Sauvage and million other babies right now, one by one. Just taken like being born. So Bleu de Chanel, you have like EDT, there's EDP. So different people like different versions, but mine is EDT. So why I chosen EDT? Because of the projection. This one projects a little bit more than the EDP. EDP lasts less than this on me. I don't know about others, and other one doesn't really project at all. I had sample of both, and I decided to go with this. So Bleu de Chanel is a very beautiful. The opening, it's gonna give you that summer feel. It's like a fresh grapefruit, very sparkling, watery, transparent sort of a scent, and very aromatic. But half an hour down the line, the dry down starts coming in, and it's a little bit spicy because of the incense kick in. That's where people like European summers, this is ideal, no problem, because it's still kind of cool. Imagine London summers are not that sweaty kind of no, skies are pretty clear, it's pretty nice, pleasant, nice breeze. This still shines. So for their condition, Bleu de Chanel is pretty good alternative. It lasts also a fair bit. So you see reviewers talk about it like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. In our condition, you'll be like, really? Wow, this fragrance? No way. Yeah. Our condition? No. I said this lasts on our condition in summers 2 to 3 hours. Do you know why? This fragrance is not suitable for, in my opinion, this or even another fragrance I'm going to show side by side, which is supposedly a summer fragrance marketed, but not. These two. I did a comparison video with this and Sauvage, this two and Sauvage. I feel personally this will do better in our winter condition. One day, let me tell you a story of Bleu de Chanel. This fragrance, at one night, it was like raining, it's very cold, it's very cloudy and stuff. My dad went to pray, I went to drop him, and I put this on around like, I think around 8 o'clock, and I could smell this on my shirt for 8 hours that day, that night. So the thing is, it's not always weak. The heat is not a very good friend of this fragrance. Remember that. So some fragrances, season is one thing, and the thing is your development. Always remember the development. Is it a hot weather scent or cold weather scent? I think in our country, this would be a good winter time scent and nighttime scent. Daytime doesn't smell that good. That's why Sauvage, I think I don't know where I kept my Sauvage. God, where is my Sauvage? Damn, it's just gone missing. All right, never mind. Damn, are you kidding me? Okay, never mind. I don't have my Sauvage here. What's wrong with me? Okay, so thing to remember, that's how that Bleu de Chanel stands. It's still pretty good performer based on the weather. Same thing with Acqua di Profumo. Many people say it's too spicy, it doesn't work, it smells sour and stuff, it gets sour. Yeah, because it got incense as well. Stay within the air-conditioned room, colder room after the sunset. This is pretty masculine and long-lasting as well. This one does also last, alright? But watch out for the time, nighttime fragrance, guys. Another very popular fragrance, Nautica Voyage, right? This fragrance got so much love in Europe, States. People say this is one of the best performing, bang for the buck, very nice fragrance, like at that. As well as, you know what? Hold on. Hey guys, I'm back. Guess what? My Sauvage was right under my nose. I couldn't find it. I want to show you this fragrance, okay? Alongside with Nautica Voyage. Both of them, there is something common with them, right? But there's something different. Both of them are summer fragrances and everything, but this is more like a Bleu de Chanel kind of category. But this one can be used all year round. This one didn't perform in Malaysia. I'll talk about Nautica Voyage in a while. I want to show you this because I thought Malaysia, it is pretty sucky. After 1 hour, I cannot detect it's too smooth. It's like too weak. That's not the case in Bangladesh. Again, this one performed better in the winter time. Just like something very closely related to Sauvage. And I really find this fragrance and this have a lot of common elements. This one has more like your ambroxan, pineapple, sort of synthetic. This one has the pineapple, juicy pineapple, then I think ambergris, birch, and the blackcurrant. This fragrance also summers for European countries, but this performs best in the winter. So it's a beast mode fragrance still, no matter fruity or your people say fruity or sake. Fruity batch is not sake batch. It's just you have to know winter fragrance guy, winter fragrance, not summer fragrance. So coming back to Nautica Voyage, this one gets high praise, and people say this after reformulation is pretty damn weak. It sucks. Not true. This fragrance, okay, only difference is this cap. All right, people say this doesn't last. Malaysia and Bangladesh, yep, that's my experience so far. It doesn't last on my skin. But however, you put this on your shirt, this is gonna last you for a very long time. All right, so sometimes you choose either skin. If you're not blessed with a good skin, go some on your shirt, some on your hair, and go heavy sprays. If it doesn't last, make it last. You have to know how to make it last. Do some, moisturizing, some aloe vera or some, like a aroma less sort of a cream on your skin. It will hold on better, all right? But if it's gonna rain, pouring down, nothing's gonna last. If you're sweating, your sweat's gonna take down all your fragrances, all right? So yes, direct sunlight, this one doesn't that perform all that well, but if you stay indoors for summers, still pretty damn nice scent, but it's not a beast mode scent. So you have to remember that this is not meant to be a beast mode scent. It's just gonna give you the seaside feel, very nice sort of a oceanic vibe with a salty accord. But something compared to that is this Versace's Manu Fresh, very nice, known to be a beach fragrance, smells very nice. Lemon, 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 a little bit cedar, a little bit, I don't know, green side to it. I don't know, in the end. People say this is the shortest lived fragrance ever. Like Versace's, most of fragrances, they're like sake performers. I would agree somehow. In Malaysia, my friend who owns this 200 ml of this, I tried it from him, like I bathed in it. And I tried it in the air-conditioned room. His room was air-conditioned, very cold, but outside it's hot. So I was like, this one I cannot smell after like 30 minutes. I just like the smell. I like the bottle so much, I bought it. Recently in Bangladesh, when I came back, when it's so hot, humidity is so high, this fragrance shines. This fragrance projects like a beast. So this one, as you can see, the season, how it affects a fragrance. Alongside, I'll show you one other sakier, so-called sake performer, is John Varvatos Artisan Aqua, right? This one, in the winters, I was doing my review, my experimentation. This fragrance didn't last at all. I went with 35 sprays. It didn't last me even 15-20 minutes. Why? Because here comes our good part. This is where we are lucky. In the heat, this stuff projects like a beast with 3 sprays or 4 sprays because it has some pepper kick in it. And it has that sea aqua vibe at the same time, some pepper cake, and it's very bright and very nice smelling fragrance. People often ask me, what are you wearing? Which I never got from many other fragrances, including Aventus. It's not a sure thing. No fragrance is a sure thing. But one of my most compliment fragrances was Sauvage. People often ask me what I wear. This fragrance, many people ask me, what are you wearing? It smells different. Yes, it does. So thing is, you see where hot weather comes handy. So this one also lasts quite a fair bit on your shirt and skin combined. Lasts very long time. Go some on your this side, back of your head. All right? And some on your shirt. It will hang on very nicely and project beautifully. All right? The next one. Another fragrance known to be a very poor performer, but overseas people get like 12 hours. I asked myself, Eternity Aqua, one of my recent buys. So this is summer going on, and I am mostly like, I bought most of my fragrances, they're like winter fragrances, right? I thought I needed some balance. All this leather heavy, wood heavy, CH-Man Privé, boozy, tobacco. Cannot wear it. Like I have fragrances. I'll show you another fragrance. Awesome fragrance. Cannot wear it in the heat at all. Which is Zara Tobacco. All right, tobacco collection, rich, warm, and addictive. The coconut comes out so much more than the tobacco. It's just yucky. But I'll wait for the winter because I know my seasons now. This fragrance in the heat, it shines like anything. This one lasts a very long time and projects really beautifully. People will be so pleasant. Like the lychee note in this is awesome. But you spray this on during the winters, you're gonna smell nothing else whatsoever. So season. Very quickly moving on because it's getting very long. Two other fragrances, let me show you. These two fragrances, one of them known to be a beast mode fragrance. It's like Cody talked about it like 18 hours. After watching his review, I went and bought this and I was so disappointed. Think original Amen. Everybody's spoken so highly of it, how complex it is. And it took me at least 2 years to appreciate what this fragrance is, to understand it. And then Pure Malt, another flanker from this line. I have 5 in total from Amen line. So this one, only strictly winters. It's gonna last you that 12, 13, 14 hours. In the summertime, sorry about that, some sort of insects. But summertime, never ever try to pull it off. One thing is gonna last maybe on your shirt, but it's gonna stink really bad. All right, because the coffee, patchouli, darkness, it's gonna come out very, very scary. Then people are disappointed with the smell of this. I'll show you another. These are masterpieces of fragrances. I got them both in the winter time, and this I only wear in the cooler weather. If you try this in the heat, it's gonna go different reaction, how it's not supposed to smell, right? So some fragrances meant for strictly winter. Remember that's when you give it a try and give it a fair shot, fair call. Pure Heaven, if someone says it's a sucky fragrance, I'm gonna take so much offense of that because this fragrance is a masterpiece. Is for the designer, for the price it offers. I don't think I smelled anything quite like it of this quality. Same with Pure Malt. I never got disappointed in the performance, even if it doesn't last. Beast mode, like this one lasts much more. But on the cooler weather, these two, another fragrance. Let me show you, since I'm showing you. Boucheron Jaipur. Summers doesn't work. Winter, that vanilla dry down. Oh my god, it's yummy. It's so beautiful. You smell it for a very long time. Summers, it disappears, right? So some of these things. And one last fragrance, let me show you, is wood-based fragrances. Like Arabs, they love the wood-based fragrances, right? They wear in the heat that much wood. So sometimes they have that nighttime, everything it's considered. But some of my Arab friends, they were so mean. They used to wear like this is a wood-based fragrance, but this is not that cloying or dangerous, right? Like one fragrance is very strong and potent. I'll show you wood-based fragrances. Ferrari's Essence Wood. This one never ever try in the heat. But my Arab friends, they do wear fragrances like that on the Friday for prayers. What's up with that, guys? Sorry. Wood-based fragrances, wood really works, shines in cold weather. That's where you see Mark go gaga over all the wood. Like all the reviewers go gaga over wood is the premium posh thing. We are thinking it's attar. This is like cheap, tannery smell of leather. It's like cheap stuff. This fragrance, if you wear it in the heat, it's gonna smell bad. It's not gonna last. This one lasted on me 9 hours. 9 hours on a rainy night, cold day. So you have to know your time, you have to know your season, day or night, your age. If you're looking for a signature scent, you have to know, trust your nose. Don't trust what people are talking. People are gonna say stuff like, the fragrances would be like a favorite to them. So don't always think like, what they're saying is absolute. What I'm saying is absolute. I'm just gonna give you my idea of a fragrance, my interpretation. That's where I like review different kind of fragrances, okay? But you have to know what your nose picks. So in the end, pick that up and always never ever blind buy. I'll tell you, remind you, never blind buy. Try it on your skin if possible. If not, buy tester from someone or decant or something. Try from your friend. See the dry down. If you like the smell, take it home. See how your imagination working because you have to use the imagination. Some of the green fragrances, some people say hey, it's not that green, okay? One last fragrance, let me show you just, I couldn't resist, is this fragrance. This is Clinique's Happy for Men, known to be one of the worst performing fragrance ever. And I would humbly disagree. Do you know why? Because this fragrance, okay, in the heat, in the indoors, if you are, in the indoors, sorry about that, okay. If you're staying indoors, it gets really decent performance for the daytime in the summers. Wintertime, nothing, right? So you have to know, like, what are the safe fragrances, what are the fragrances that your nose likes. If you don't like enjoy wearing anything, don't pick up a fragrance and buy it. All right, try before you buy, and then know that what are your situations, what are your conditions, what is your country like, and what would be suitable for day and night and stuff like that. And pick a fragrance according to your need and stuff. All right, so that's all I want to talk about today. Just thought it'd be a different kind of a video and topic, so I hope you enjoyed. Do let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me, and add your input to it, so it will be helpful for others in the community. All right, and I do apologize for my voice today, wasn't very good, but talking about fragrances always cheers me up. So everybody have a nice day. I'll talk to you soon. Good day, guys. Bye bye.